India continues to celebrate, and how. It's been a long wait. It's been a wait of 17 years, but it ended in style. The victory in Barbados against South Africa, and then as the cup came home from early this morning, the celebration started at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in the national capital, then at the hotel where the team was staying, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, Prime Minister's residence. The team met the Prime Minister, and then that special flight to Mumbai, and from the Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport to Nariman Point, and from Nariman Point to Wankhede Stadium. The distance isn't much, but it took them hours and hours and hours, because lakhs and lakhs of devotees, if I may, devotees of cricket were there on the road to receive the heroes. T20 World Cup champions have come home. They celebrated their triumph with a grand victory parade in Mumbai. The celebrations clearly reminded us about the victories in the past. The first World Cup victory, 1983. Then the first T20 spectacular victory, 2007. And of course, the 2011 parade, the victory march, the victory. Thousands and thousands of fans were at the iconic Marine Drive and cheered the men in blue. The city of dreams, Mumbai. Chock-a-block with fans, brimming actually all the way from the Nariman Point to the Wankhede Stadium, and even the stadium. And the players were extremely excited. From Rohit Sharma, the skipper, to Virat Kohli, they said they were overwhelmed with the love of the fans. The players donned their specially designed jerseys, and you must capture that jersey. See that jersey with champions in bold letters and 2 stars on the chest. The 2 spectacular victories. And I quickly want to bring in my colleagues on this big story. Young Mr. Ahuja, Harshit Ahuja joins me on the broadcast. And Harshit, what a moment for Team India, for everyone who loves the sport, and for the players. They were overwhelmed.
Absolutely. You know, I just heard Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli speak as well. They were talking about the time that both of them, as relatively young cricketers, had won their first major tournament. With Virat Kohli, it was 2011. Rohit Sharma, just a couple of T20 years old, and then he gets to win the inaugural edition of the T20 World Cup. But look how much they've had to wait in terms of timeline.
Absolutely.
Virat Kohli's first title, Rohit Sharma's second, but it meant so much to the two of them that both of them had to, in fact, take in a second or two. I was reminded, in fact, at this very iconic stadium, the Wankhede Stadium, all those years back when Sachin Tendulkar made that address while announcing his retirement after he played that last game against the West Indies. He said, "Calm down, let me soak in. You were making it harder and harder for me to speak." And you got that emotion from the 2 Indian stalwarts in Rohit and Virat today as well. Both of them had to pause because the crowds weren't letting them speak, and they were completely overwhelmed with all the love and the emotion that was outpouring.
And the Mumbai crowds love Rohit. They love Rohit, and how? Before he started to speak, he just had to wait. And perhaps, I mean, you could almost hear him say, "Thamba, thamba, thamba," so that he could start speaking. This meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Rohit Sharma in Mumbai also referred to the excitement and the fact that the Prime Minister pays a lot of attention to development of sports in India. So the Prime Minister, Harshit, met the cricket team. He's also met our sports persons who are on their way for the Olympic Games, and that's huge for a country where sports, and especially cricket, is religion.
Absolutely. You know, that's one side of the Prime Minister we've seen over all these years as well. He's as attuned as he is to everything happening in the nation. Sport happens to be one of those subjects as well. Just want to take our viewers back to the 19th of November, the day that everyone was looking forward to. Eventually, it didn't turn out to be the day that everyone hoped that it did. But even then, the Prime Minister was there in the midst of his busy schedule back then as well. I do remember, I think he was busy with some sort of activity. Just not able to recall if there were any elections going on back then. But I do remember, till the very last, you weren't sure if the Prime Minister was going to come. But even then, regardless of the result, he did go inside the dressing room and meet with the players as well, and give them the kind of support that you look forward to. He's, of course, the leader of the nation, as we all know, you need a leader to be stepping up and being with you, giving you the right kind of talk, giving you the right kind of support in that moment of grief that that was for the Indian team. So he's been there. He's been very, very attuned. He's been plugged into the cricketing action, what's happening beyond cricket as well.
Okay.
But cricket definitely has been getting his fancy, and you know that it's his tweets, by the way, Gaurav. I must go back and remind our viewers of the tweet, the depth with which, the technicality that he's talked about, that Surya Kumar Yadav catch, the captaincy of Rohit Sharma, the leadership quality of Rahul Dravid, that just tells you all in all.
That actually shows how the entire team came together to lift this cup. India unbeaten, and what a star performance, stellar performance by all the players, that entire unit coming together. That's something that they've referred to. So you have the seniors, you have the youngsters, and everyone's working together to ensure we lifted the cup.
It wasn't, you know, when this World Cup victory, Gaurav, will be talked about, it will never be recalled as you know, the team riding on the brilliance of one man. As often is the case at times in sport, that the brilliance of one person in a team, especially in team sport, ends up bringing success to a particular entity, to a particular team. But that's not the case with this Indian team. They went undefeated this entire tournament, and that's come at the back of contributions from everyone. If there was a Rohit Sharma stepping up against Australia, it was a Virat Kohli stepping up in the all-important final. It was Rishabh Pant who gave you those crucial 42 runs in that game against Pakistan. So there have been contributions here and there from everyone, and no one individual. The one outlier,
and the chant of boom, boom, Bumrah.
Exactly. The one outlier, though, I would say, is Jasprit Bumrah. There's been nobody as consistent as Jasprit Bumrah. Probably the only cricketer, you know, who had a say in this team in each and every match that the Indian team played, and which is why, as Virat Kohli rightly said as well in that interaction that he had with the fans, declare him a national treasure, and he'll be the first one to sign it.
So this trophy, said to weigh about 7.5 kilos, but it's not just the weight of the trophy, it's actually the weight, Harshit, of 1 billion dreams that our team carried on their shoulders. And isn't this a record? Unbeaten in every match and winning the cup?
Absolutely. You know, the two teams that were the finalists in this particular edition, they were both, you know, set. The winner of the contest was set to make history, because South Africa, also remember, were the only other team in the competition that had reached the final without having lost a single match. So whichever team was to win the final would have then scripted history by becoming the first team to win an ICC World Cup T20 edition of it without losing a single game. Of course, the Indian team being the first one to script history over here, and they were easily the best team, Gaurav, when you look at the campaign. On the other hand, though, South Africa, there was, I remember, a win against Nepal, which had come by a margin of 1 run. There were another couple of matches as well in which they were run extremely close by the opposition as well. So they really had to, you know, grind out a couple of wins. As far as the Indian team is concerned, in comparison, their road to the final, when you see, look at those victory margins at times. Yes, they were caught in a couple of iffy situations at times, but you look at some of those victory margins, easily the best team of the tournament won in 2024. The only regret that the Indian cricket fan would probably have is because it was again the Indian team 8 months back that was against the most flawless and the most well-rounded team back in the month of November. It unfortunately didn't turn out to be the kind of campaign India wanted. However, this time though, a flawless campaign.
And this flawless campaign, from day one till victory, every player held their nerve. They knew what they had to do with the bat, with the ball, and with fielding. That sky catch is something, Surya Kumar Yadav's catch, that's been talked about world over.
Absolutely. It was in fact mentioned by the Indian captain in that interaction that he had with the fans as well, just when the bus parade sort of concluded and the bus headed into the iconic Wankhede Stadium. That's where you saw that catch, of course, being talked about as well. And what Rohit Sharma had to say is that it came because of all the practice that this Indian team has been doing, and it hasn't come overnight. He believes that it's a process that this team has stuck to for 2-3 years now. They're getting to reap the result of it now, but Surya Kumar Yadav also doing all the practices that he's been doing for a couple of years now. It's for moments like these that these professionals prepare themselves for. However, Rohit Sharma, as we've heard him say a couple of times now, did sort of have that little tinge of regret of not having one more. However, he believed that the team was always on the right track and the rightful fruit that they were hoping to reap was going to come at some point. And now today, in fact, was the day that we celebrated the Indian team's success. That fruit that they were waiting for, they had a bite of that with the entire nation today.
And what a long wait. What a long wait for India. They were so many times so close and yet so far. And what a victory for Team India. A victory that will inspire generations, future generations of young cricketing stars. We leave you with images of Team India's victory lap in Mumbai today. We also leave you with a special poem, pen and voice by poet, songwriter and screenwriter Prasoon Joshi.
यह विजय नहीं एक निर्णय है. यह विजय नहीं एक निर्णय है. पूरे भारत का निर्णय है. एक निर्णय बढ़ते जाने का, अंबर पर तिलक लगाने का. जब आंख की पुतली चक्र बने, ऐसे ही तिरंगा लहराए. जब शंखनाद हो सपनों का, पूरा भारत मिलकर गाए. यह विजय इरादों की लय है. यह विजय नहीं एक निर्णय है. पूरे भारत का निर्णय है.